స్టేట్లో వర్షపాతం ఈ రోజు నుంచి కొంచెం తగ్గుముఖం పడతా ఉంది. As per our IMD reports, I think by tomorrow you would have a situation where మన స్టేట్లో వర్షాలు బాగా నార్మల్కి వచ్చే పరిస్థితి, ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఫర్ ఫ్యూ ప్లేసెస్, ఐసోలేటెడ్ ప్లేసెస్లో మాత్రమే వర్షాలు ఉండే పరిస్థితి రేపటికల్లా వస్తుందని ఐఎండీ రిపోర్ట్స్ చెప్తాం. సో ద గుడ్ న్యూస్. బట్ ది alarming news is, or rather news that we ought to take very seriously is that probably in the past 100 years, never have we seen this kind of discharge in Godavari so early in the year. Mamulga, this kind of discharge post above 10 lakhs discharge usually is a phenomena in August. But for the first time we are also seeing this phenomena in the month of July itself, and that too in the first half of July itself. So that is a slightly alarming factor. But nevertheless, the current discharge at Dhavaleshwaram is around about 13 lakh cusecs. And this was reported at 11 a.m. And 13 lakh signifies second warning situation. And this is likely to move up to even 15, 16 lakhs also closer to tomorrow. These are the reports that we have. So be prepared for even 16, 17 lakhs of discharge also. The fact that even though we are going to be getting lesser rain starting tomorrow, the IMD also predicts Maharashtra to get even more rain. So that would have an impact on Godavari, and that in turn would have an impact on waters coming into Polavaram. So the situation of this 15, 16 lakhs which will be registered tomorrow might continue to remain for some time, for at least 3-4 days, because of the fact that Maharashtra continues to get heavy rainfall. So be mindful of these numbers, and has given you instructions as to what are the protocols that one should be ready with. Be mindful of this fact. Not one death should be registered anywhere. That is the challenge that all the collectors would have to ensure. మీ జిల్లాలలో ఒక్క డెత్ కూడా రిజిస్టర్ కాకూడదు. Standard operating procedures are properly followed. These are the things that one should always be mindful. These are very, very small things. But what we usually do is, as the load increases, as other things draw our attention, we somehow miss these small, minute details. Please make sure that these minute details are properly put in place before we actually apply our mind to bigger things. Because this is the time that these minute details cannot be missed out of your head. And of course, the camps, organizing these camps, shifting people out of low-lying areas, and in those camps, please be mindful that the facilities provided there in those camps, be it the toilets, be it the water, be it the food, be it the blankets, these will actually show your empathy. If a collector is good, if a collector has got a good heart, it reflects on the quality of what you provide there. So please be mindful of these aspects. Provide them the best quality food. Provide them with all these facilities presuming that if you were to be positioned there, then in those circumstances, how would you want those facilities to be? People leaving those facilities should speak high about the government and high about the collector. Please take it up as a challenge. Every facility that is provided there, even if it costs a little more, it's okay. Please provide quality service there. And also please ensure that when the person is leaving the camp, give every person 1,000 rupees or a family 2,000 rupees into their hands before they leave the camp. This is very important because that money in their hands would help them when they were to reach their houses, cleaning purpose, or if something is lost, at least it will help them to sustain and survive for a while. So it's very important that 1,000 rupees per every person and also 2,000 rupees per every family, whichever is the reasonable amount. Make sure that that is given to every individual who leaves the camp. And also please be mindful of stocking up the medicines, whatsoever are required, and also in all PHCs and CHCs and in area hospitals and district hospitals. Please make sure the doctors are available there in these hospitals. The nurses are also available there in these hospitals for any emergency. The medication there is also put in place. Please monitor the stock position in the MLS points and the FP shops so as to ensure that these necessary commodities are fully in position. Please monitor those stock positions in these MLS points and these FP shops. And also, not to mention these bleaching, lime, phenyl, whatever are required for these sanitation purposes, including procurement of chlorine tablets and for chlorination of drinking water in case of emergency. Please make sure that they're also put in position so as to avoid any kind of pandemic or any of these kind of disasters. Please make sure that all the CPWS schemes, the drinking water schemes, are functioning. Even if it means that positioning generators also a standby so as to ensure that these CPWS schemes continue to function without interruptions. Please ensure that drinking water packets, they're also packed and kept ready so as to ensure that distribution becomes easier. And supply of drinking water tankers, these are also something that you need to be positioning beforehand. So even if you were to shift from other parts of the state, please ask and we will ensure that these are also supplied to you. And within the district of yours also, please ensure that these tankers are made available at in the affected areas. And please be mindful of the weak structures in your district, be it weak roads, be it weak drains, be it weak irrigation structures, irrigation tanks. Please be mindful of them because these would be man-made calamities. Failure on our part to not focus on these structures could be disastrous. So please be mindful of these structures. Very, very important. And also these EHT substations, the 122 kV and above substations. These you cannot have them inundated because they will affect the entire state. So please be mindful of these EHT substations and inundations there so that water doesn't come into these substations. Proper pumping arrangements are also put in place so that dewatering takes place consistently so that these EHT substations are not put to any danger. And of course, boats, life jackets, fire stations at vulnerable places, please make sure that they're all put in place and in position.